Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mac if you're new here, and today we're going to be talking about how to get more sales to your Etsy shop in 2022. I want your sales to be looking like this, and I know that I have some tips that are definitely going to be able to help you out in this video today. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I post videos weekly talking about e-commerce, different passive incomes, and so much more on making money online. So if that interests you, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So the first thing that I want to talk about is something that's so important in any e-commerce brand, not even specifically on Etsy, and that is creating a high quality looking brand. Your brand needs to showcase what you're selling, what your vibe is, and who exactly your target audience is. Now, what I mean by brand is on Etsy, you'll be able to create your logo, you want to have a shop name, a shop banner, and this should be all the way expanding to the mock-up photos that you use and everything in between that's going to create an overall brand. Think of when you're shopping online and you see a store that has a certain aesthetic, it has a certain feel to it, and it automatically will drive you to it if it's something that you're interested in. So that is the goal here, is to actually create that aesthetic when doing your brand on Etsy. So on my screen now is a shop where I'm just showing you an example of what exactly it means to have a well-curated brand. And I specifically chose this shop because it's not super in-depth. They're not really taking, going that extra mile. It's very simple, but it's still to the point of who they're selling to. And something that's so important here is that they actually have all of their mock-ups in sync with each other. So what that means is all of these photos here are very similar. They're using the same mock-up with the different photo for their print-on-demand shop. So it's just kind of, putting that overall aesthetic and showing exactly what they sell. And then that way it just creates a more of a branded look to that store. And this really does help you have customers come back and repurchase because they have more of a trust based off of their first opinion of your shop, logo, and all of that. So that is my first tip, to make sure that your store is branded. Make sure you are getting that overall aesthetic and just professionalism that comes with any customer service or any e-commerce store, whether you're on Etsy or not. So my next tip for you is being consistent with posting your listings and being on the Etsy app. So this can fall under a lot of different categories, but basically what I mean is that you are constantly updating your Etsy shop. This isn't something that you want to just post 1 or 2 listings on and walk away and hope that you get sales. While that can actually get you sales, you're going to have more success if you're consistently posting new listings, even if they're duplicate listings, on your Etsy shop. Etsy does push sellers that are consistently in the app. Basically fill out every single thing that Etsy asks of you in the listing, be thorough, and really show Etsy what you're selling so that they can help get those customers to your store and to your listings. So I recommend having at least 50 listings on your shop. And if you're thinking, okay, Michaela, I am only selling 4 different things, how am I supposed to have 50 listings? Well, you can actually make duplicate listings. Basically, you're copying your listing, but changing that first photo and editing the title a little bit. And this actually helps you to curate better SEO and better understanding of what will get you clicks and which kind of things favor your shop's listings. Something else you can do to help you out with this is to search up competitors in your niche, see exactly how many listings they have, what's working for them and what's not working for them. And this doesn't mean to copy them in any way or to be intimidated by how well their shop is doing. It's just kind of a way to see what exactly is going on in your niche, because you do want to get to know your competitors' shops and to oversee if they're copying anything that you're doing as well, because that'll kind of give you an idea to see that that person might be a little bit more experienced than you and they're copying you, meaning you are doing something right. As always, having more listings and having more surface area on the internet is going to get you a better chance of having a sale. So that is a great way to increase people and traffic to your Etsy shop. My next tip for getting more sales on your Etsy shop is to offer free shipping or a free shipping guarantee. Now, this is something that I've done a lot of research on and had my own personal experience on my successful Etsy shop. And I personally believe that the Etsy sellers that offer free shipping and free shipping guarantees get pushed in the Etsy algorithm. So I'm not really sure if there's a complete evidence backing that, but just in my personal experience, I've noticed my listings that have free shipping perform way better than the ones that have an additional shipping cost. Now, this could be just in general that people do not like paying for shipping. I mean, I know I've seen TikToks before where people, or like memes, where people will say like $300 in their cart and then $7.99 shipping, never mind. But that's actually something that happens, and people do get turned off by paying for shipping. And me personally, like, I will go on and spend more to get free shipping, even though I'm kind of spending the same amount of money. It's like a psychological thing. So I always recommend newer sellers and just sellers in general on any kind of e-commerce store to offer free shipping. Now, if you're thinking, okay, I do print on demand or my profit margins aren't that high, how am I supposed to pay for the customer's shipping? Well, that's where the free shipping guarantee comes in. So I recommend having a $35 or more shipping guarantee on your Etsy shop. What this means is customers will have $35 or more in their cart from your shop and receive free shipping. That means that if they're purchasing just one item, they won't get the free shipping guarantee, but they will see, and Etsy will tell them, hey, if you spend X amount of dollars more on this shop, you will receive free shipping. And that can work in any e-commerce store. It's really, like I said, a psychological thing, but I do really recommend it because I've noticed it works very well for me. If you aren't thinking of doing a free shipping guarantee and you want all of your listings to have free shipping, this will help you to get more sales, but again, it may affect your profit margins just a little bit because you will have to pay for the shipping. And as of now, the print-on-demand prices are pretty high to begin with, so I totally understand if that's something that you're kind of struggling with, but you can always raise your price and hide that shipping cost in your price and still say free shipping. But in the end, it all has to do with how much profit you need to make and what exactly you're selling. The next way to get more sales on your Etsy shop is something that a lot of people are intimidated by, and that is social media. Social media is becoming a huge part in selling online and just the world in general. Everyone is on social media, whether they're on TikTok, Instagram, you name it, people are on it. So it's really important that we are incorporating our businesses into having a social media account. So this kind of goes along with what I was talking about with branding and having those branded stores, and then have that translate to your social medias. So your social media should have the same logo. If there is a banner, having the same banner, the same thing, so that it kind of just has a flow, so that if people see you, they'll recognize your brand on the Etsy shop and etc. So it's important to have social media accounts, separate accounts for your businesses. I get that question a lot where people ask, should I be promoting my business on my personal account? Absolutely, yes, promote it, but promote it by reposting from that business's social media account. So create a TikTok account, Instagram account, and Pinterest account that are all linked together and have that same logo, that same banner, everything the same as your Etsy shop. And then of course, yes, you can use your personal account to promote those social medias, but you don't want to be spamming your personal social media with your business, because in my opinion, that's just not the right way to do it. You want to have an account that's dedicated to that product or service or Etsy shop that you are trying to get traffic to. So when using social media, consistency is your best friend. These algorithms change all the time, and I'm really not here to talk about the algorithms so much, but I will give you some insight on what I do personally with my brands in using social media. So for TikTok, I recommend posting 3 to 5 times a week. It is best to post on these platforms every single day, but if you're brand new and starting out or doing this part-time, I understand that that can be kind of difficult, and sometimes video content can be really intimidating if you're brand new. I do have a video talking about how to market a print-on-demand business if you're doing print-on-demand, so check that out if you do need a suggestion on how to actually start making those videos, because I do give a website that you're able to create videos for print-on-demand items. And something to keep in mind too with the videos that you are creating, you can repost them to Pinterest and Instagram or vice versa. Whatever account you create them on originally, you can go ahead and repost those to other social accounts while removing the watermark. So what I personally do is I always create TikToks first, and then I have a way of going ahead and removing that watermark through a website called Snaptik. I'll leave a link below for you. It's free. It works on Safari, and you can just use that to download your TikTok, and it'll take away the TikTok watermark, and then you can go ahead and repost that onto Instagram right after you posted it on TikTok. So with Instagram, you always want to be using Reels. That's why I'm talking about, using videos that you have used on TikTok. You want to repost those as Instagram Reels using similar hashtags and such, but being consistent on these platforms is what will help you grow. My social media account, my personal social media account, Make Money with Mac. TikTok, I grew in 6 months to over 300,000 followers, and my Instagram account grew almost 40,000 followers in literally like 8 months. So It's being consistent and it's being relatable to your niche and constantly using those trending sounds and hashtags and just not putting so much pressure on yourself to post the content, more of doing the research that backs up what that content is providing. So if you're selling a sweatshirt, you're showcasing a sweatshirt in a certain way, or if you're selling a notebook, you're showcasing that in a certain way. So just keeping in mind that your brand does follow into your social medias, but be consistent as possible. Another way to use those videos is, like I was saying before, is with Pinterest. You can go ahead and post Pinterest idea pins. Pinterest does have an integration on Etsy that you can use. However, I find it a little frustrating to use, and I find that my pins don't get as much traction when I do this. So I actually like to manually go into Pinterest, create the idea pin, and then post my Etsy listing link in there. It is a little bit more work, but I promise you that it does help more. So my next tip for you is Etsy SEO, titles and tags. So these are super important when having your Etsy shop and Etsy listings. Some people will tell you that your titles don't matter, but I completely disagree with that, because all the times I've actually taken and used my research to create a titles, those listings have performed better. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my screen again. I wanted to just give you a quick example of what exactly a good title is and a shop that is doing it really well. So this is a shop that's selling custom doormats, and they have that bestseller badge there, which on Etsy is a wonderful thing to have because it really increases your sales by so much just having that, because it builds the trust in that potential customer. But I'm gonna just show you their title here. So they're showing exactly what they're selling, the size, personal wedding housewarming gift. So obviously this is a very good title. The shop has a lot of sales for being such a new shop, and they have just perfect keywords in there. And another way too to check out the tags, if you don't want to go ahead and use a Chrome extension like eRank, which if you've seen my videos before, I love eRank, but if you don't want to go ahead and purchase a Chrome extension, a sneaky little way to know what the tags that your competitor or listing that you're looking at is using, you can scroll all the way down and it'll actually show you explore related searches. And this will literally show all of the other tags that they are using or similar tags that they're using down below, and how many favorites this shop has actually gotten on this listing. It also says listed on March 12th, 2022, which is showing that it was relisted today, which means that they have had a sale or more sales today. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you can kind of cheat the system a little bit. That's a golden tip. But yes, I do recommend using a Chrome extension though, once you are, making sales and you really want to take it seriously, because these Chrome extensions do the work for you and it just cuts your time in half. And I do recommend eRank, which I will leave a link in the description, like I said before, if you want to check them out to get the best tags and titles. But eventually you'll be able to just figure this out within doing it and seeing what works for you, taking your own titles and kind of moving them around. But the most important thing is using specific keywords to what you're selling. And I always tell people to really think about what you would type in to find that exact item. Now that might not mean putting sparkly green, pink umbrella with beaded. You don't have to get too niche down in that way, because who's going to type in that entire sentence? But using keywords like this, where monogram, custom family, last name, doormat, things that people are going to type in when they want a custom last name doormat for their house. I am considering creating an entire ebook on how to curate the best possible Etsy listing. And if that's something that you would be interested in, leave me a comment down below or a thumbs up on this video, because I really think it would be helpful, because I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to creating Etsy listings. So my last tip for today, and honestly is one of the most important tips, is to treat your Etsy business like it is already successful, like it is already booming. Treat it like it is your full-time job. Now, I find that a lot of people and students that I have with creating their Etsy shops, and even just stores in general, they don't take them seriously and they leave it on the back burner. The reason this is so important is you can't expect your Etsy shop to completely blow up if you're not there being consistent, putting in the work, taking it seriously. What you focus on expands, and if you really want this to work, you should be putting any time that you have into it, making it work. If a potential customer sends you a message and they're asking a question about your product, get right back to them. Be in it. Don't just be like, oh, I'll do that later. I have to do this. This is more important. Treat this like this is the most important thing in any business that you do. And I think that that's honestly like one of my number number one tips for all of my successful e-commerce businesses and just how I started getting going in e-commerce was I really put myself already there to where I wanted to be, and I started to see those results. Like, I took it seriously. I answered every single DM, question, comment that people were asking. How do I get this? Does this come in this side? Take that time, to actually be that business, show that business that you're there and you're showing up for it, and that will reward you. The universe will give that back to you. I'm 100% of it. So those are my tips for today on how to get more sales to your Etsy shop. I really hope that one of these or all of them were helpful to you. And please let me know in the comment section below what tip you are going to be trying out first, or anything that you think helps you. It may be able to help someone else in the comment section below that is also trying to get started. Like I said before, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so that you're notified every time I post videos just like this one. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.